Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back to the homestead. Today I want to do some cleanup around the property. I have tons of leaves that have fallen everywhere that I want to go ahead and rake up and put into my garden, as well as at Tractor Supply and Lowe's I found a bunch of flower bulbs that were 50% off. So I went ahead and bought up a whole bunch of them, and I want to get those into the ground. So let's get going. All right, friends, so real quick, we are right behind the house, and I want to do a recap of my fall garden that I tried to do. A while back, I went ahead and planted in these raised beds. I did carrots, beets, radishes, sweet peas, and lettuces. Nothing took. Everything died. It all started and sprouted, but then it never continued. It never got any bigger, and as soon as the frost hit, every single one of them died. So let me show you what it looks like, except for the sweet peas. Those stayed alive, but I'm not seeing any sweet peas on those vines. All right, so these two rows that you see here, these two beds, were carrot beds. There's a couple carrots that are sprouting in here, but nothing to say, yay, I grew carrots this year. Did not happen. This is my lettuce bed. There's no lettuce in here whatsoever. I have one little sprout, and it has been that same size since 5 days after I planted it. No lettuce. Here are my radishes. So you can see I have radish sprouts, but they have not grown. They've been in here for 2 months. Nothing has come up except for my sweet peas. These are where I planted my beets, and I had high hopes for my beets. Nothing. Just little sprouts that came about that big and then stopped growing. I've never had that problem with beets. So there's my fall garden. That is the extent of it. It was pretty sad. Like I said, I had a lot of high hopes for that fall garden, those little raised beds, but either the soil wasn't good enough. I don't know what it was, honestly. I really don't know what happened, but nothing grew the way it was supposed to in that raised bed. And I have never had any success with raised bed gardening. So back to the drawing board I go, and then next year, hopefully I'll do better. So here is my no-till garden that we started a few months back, and a lot of it has already broken down, but I'm gonna go ahead and rake up a bunch of leaves and put that into this garden, and I wanna extend it to make it a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna be working on that as well. So let's get to raking some leaves. All right, friends, so the first thing I'm gonna go ahead and trim up right now for fall/winter is this tree right here. So this tree has to be cut back every single year when it dies back. You remove all of the branches and it fully comes back like nothing ever happened to it again the following year. It scared me to death the first time I cut this tree last year. I was like, it's not gonna come back. But the previous owner, Pauline, she told me, nope, cut it back all the way back and it will come back just as beautiful next year. So let's go ahead and trim this tree and get those into the compost pile, and we'll get over to raking up some more leaves. All right, friends, so that is leaves from one of the trees on the property. So I'm gonna go ahead and rake these out and make them to where it's level around the whole thing. And I really don't have to do too much raking because my girls will be out here tomorrow morning and they are gonna have a field day in these leaves, just scratching it up looking for bugs. Alright friends, it is the next day and it is in the afternoon. I got stuck doing all kinds of stuff this morning, so I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. So all of these leaves that are down here, we're going to go ahead and rake up and bring up to the garden as well. So let's get to raking up on these. Alright friends, so there we go. I have done 2 trees now that I have raked up all the leaves, and this is what I've got. I've got plenty more trees that I need to rake up. This is good for now. It's pretty thick. I'd say it's about 1 inch thick of leaves over this whole surface. I want to expand it a little bit more, so I am going to put some more cardboard down, get more leaves, and eventually more mulch to put on top. I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. It's coming together. Hopefully spring I will be able to be planting in this garden. Alright, let's see what else we can do before the sun goes down. Alright friends, so directly behind the house, this is where I have my backyard garden as well, and this is where my marigolds were that did really well this year. I planted them, they did not come, they just like died back, and I thought, okay, that's it, they're dead. And then all of a sudden they came back to life and just exploded over here. So I do want to save these seeds because they did do really well and they're going to be acclimated to this area. So you just take off one of the leaves, and as you peel it back, everything inside here are all seeds. So there you go, is, ooh, see if I can get this. Alright, so I'm going to just go ahead and save a bunch of these seeds, and I'm going to put them into my little blue box here, and that way I can plant them next year.
You as you drive, do you know I'm looking, and I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on, I put my feet up, and we just sing along.